Good morning, Joe.
Good morning again.
Yeah, we have to go through this like 4 times. And we say the same thing every time. Like, I'll say, hey, it's been a couple days.
Yeah. You know, we could like cut the first segment out and just reuse it every time.
Every time.
But then how would I change shirts? They would think I wear the same shirt.
And since I wear the same shirt, it wouldn't matter. Although I look like a hunchback.
And I see your church burned down. Yeah.
So what's going on, man? You guys got a meeting tomorrow night.
Do we?
Yeah, at a bar in Michigan City.
I think that's Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
Isn't it?
I thought it was Saturday.
Maybe that's what they told you.
I said
come by Saturday.
I clicked that I might be there.
Oh, really? Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I won't.
So
it's in Michigan City, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
What bar is it?
Knuckleheads.
Knuckleheads. The Libertarian Party has meeting at Knuckleheads.
Yes. Yeah.
They didn't think too much about that, did they? Damn it! No, if you guys get a chance, come on out. I'm going to be there. Joe's going to be there.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Yeah, I believe I'm going to go. Check it out. Why not? They might kick me out, but
This video won't be up tomorrow.
free beer, too, so come on.
Yeah.
No, it's not beer.
I'll buy you a beer.
Well, then I'm definitely going.
I will buy you a bear.
I'll go.
Okay.
Are we actually going to talk politics, or?
We'll have a business meeting, then we'll just talk crap.
All right, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Politics is a little bit of crap.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So what's our topic today, Joe? You don't have a clue, do you? Yes, he does.
Shaeffer Cox.
Shaeffer Cox. Now,
Ross Ulbricht.
Yeah, well, you're jumping the gun a little bit.
Am I?
It's all right.
I'm premature.
I heard that about you.
Me too.
Shit. It's all right. It's all right.
It happens to everybody. That's what I'm always told. Don't worry, it happens to everybody.
No.
I'll turn down your mic and be quiet.
Shaeffer Cox.
It didn't take me seconds to get in the gutter.
Now, you can count seconds until Joe's in the gutter.
Yeah.
And then how long it takes him to insult me.
Yeah. Ready?
Shaeffer Cox. Who is he? What is he? Right now, he's a political prisoner.
Pretty much, yeah. He's in the U.S. version of the re-education camp. Yeah.
Which is called a CMU. And I wish I had written down what that is abbreviation for. But I'm sure...
U stands for unit.
Unit, I'm sure.
I'm guessing.
But the people that don't know what a CMU is, it is for political prisoners, correct?
Pretty much.
Well, within the United States.
Yeah, I've seen different things on it, and they say, well, like, they put terrorists in there, but they're all Muslim, and they got to throw some white people in there. It's like that's. But I've heard different theories on it, so it's.
Hey, I'll bring up CMUs in the United States, but this ain't Gitmo or anything. This is within the continental United States.
I think you bring up CMU and bring up all kinds of. If you do like CMU prison.
Yeah, CMU prison. Yeah. Now they open.
I imagine there's a lot of acronyms for CMU.
We probably a college, some bondage stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might not want to just put CMU. They started out with 2. It started out, I guess, here in Indiana.
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne.
No. I mean,
Lafayette.
No. Terre Haute.
Terre Haute, Indiana, and then Illinois.
Yeah. Or Missouri.
No, it was Illinois.
Was it Illinois?
Yeah, the first 2.
Okay.
But they weren't regulated like it's supposed to be when you open up a prison, they go in and inspect and see what's going on in there. That didn't happen when they opened these up. So.
Well, I think they go in and inspect and make them real crappy, you know.
Yeah.
And they say, well, we didn't inspect it.
Yeah. We just wanted to make sure it was real shitty in there. All right, Shaeffer Cox.
One was built in like 1933 or something like that, and they use it. And it's real old and no air conditioning and blazing hot in the summer.
Yeah. And they were...
That'll re-educate you.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
That'll teach you.
Son of a Baptist minister, was in his early 20s when he started his own business. He was a construction
He was
business.
homeschooled, construction business. Fort Wainwright, Alaska. No, I mean, yeah, Fort Wainwright. No, that's the base. I was stationed Fort Wainwright, Alaska. That's why.
All right, Fairbanks.
Anchorage, Fairbanks.
Fairbanks.
I don't even know where I was. That's what I was looking for. Fairbanks, yeah.
But terrible person, sounds like. Homeschooled, Baptist minister's son. Owned his own construction company when he was in his 20s, early 20s. Spoke at the 2008 Alaska Republican Convention.
Yeah.
And you know...
And apparently the lieutenant governor was really impressed, and he, kind of spontaneous. Hey, you got to run for office. You're good. And he very well spoken.
You can look up him
knows the
speaking.
Constitution, and yes, I would recommend looking up
Shaeffer Cox, and
his videos.
you can watch him do speeches and interviews, and very good, very well spoken, especially for being in his 20s. I mean,
very articulate.
Articulate, yes. There you go. I'm not. Came in second.
Been looking for some place to stick that word in.
For a week.
Yeah, finally I found a spot where it fit,
Came in second in the race.
Yes.
Didn't win, but
in his early 20s, yeah.
Yeah, didn't win, but came in second out of a 3-person race. But he gained a huge following in Alaska.
He was going around the state asking people, "Hey, what do you think the problems are? What's your beef? What's your beef?"
He didn't think that the government should tell the people the problems and the government deal with them the way they see fit.
Yeah.
Oh wow. He wanted their opinion on what was
you
wrong.
tell me what you think is wrong.
All right.
And we'll look into it.
Came in second. Had a lot to do with a lot of movements and stuff, but he wrote a prospective bill, the Alaska Firearms Freedom Act. Explain what that is, Joe.
Well, he thought that, and constitutionally, he said if we make weapons in Alaska and keep them in Alaska, the federal government has no jurisdiction on them.
Because they're within the state and the state governs themselves.
Yeah. And because people were complaining about, what are we going to do about all these weapons rules and laws and regulations that are coming down and coming down and coming down? We can't stop them. And he's like, well, hey, let's just make our own weapons here in the state of Alaska.
And sell them in Alaska?
Sell them in Alaska. They're not
federally
under the
regulated.
jurisdiction of the federal government, under the Constitution Clause.
The Commerce Clause.
Commerce Clause in the Constitution. Yeah.
All right. So I know he started also.
Then and people, when first person was like, hey, let's, these gun problems, gun regulations, I got a problem with them and stuff. He says, well, you know what? Let's meet at Denny's. I've eaten at that Denny's before.
Really?
The big sign says northernmost Denny's in the world.
Oh, really?
We used to eat there on Saturday mornings when I was up there, yeah. And he said, he figured just a few people come up complaining about guns and stuff. He said, 120 people showed up. And he's like, oh. How do we fit all these people in there? So he says the next time he's like, we'll get a
like a banquet hall?
Yeah, we'll get a hall. And I think like 600 people or something showed up. He's like, hey, wow.
Yeah, it was over 1,000.
And then he was given a speech, and he said, I have a well-regulated militia under my...
With 300 or 3,500.
Yeah.
He spoke up and he said, "Hey, I have a well-regulated."
And apparently that's what got the FBI's attention. He says, I got a whole group,
3,500 men, regulated militia, following me.
I was saying it was 2,500, but
No, it's 35. I got it in my notes, so I wrote it down as we were going.
my mental 2 looks like a 3 up there.
So 3,500 men in this militia. I'm assuming women too.
Yeah.
People.
I have a well-regulated militia, right out of the Constitution, well-regulated militia, out of the Second Amendment.
And that's what tipped them off, because
the FBI's like, what?
who told him that he could have a militia that's well-regulated?
Yeah, where does that come from?
The Second Amendment and the Bill of Rights. He also started a thing which I think is a great idea. It was called the Liberty Bell system.
Yeah, that was a good idea too.
What it was is that the community got together, and what it was is basically a neighborhood watch. That if somebody was stomping on your rights or harming you in some way,
or you're pulled over by the police and it's like, I want a witness here.
Yeah, you call this phone number, and it rings the Liberty Bell,
Ding.
and they dispatch people to your location.
Your mom's here, babe.
People volunteer to be a witness.
Yeah, people volunteer to come help you when.
Or even just watch.
Yeah.
I will watch. I will be a witness. If something happens, I can say this is what I saw.
And,
or I can take my cell phone out.
And no violence was ever threatened with this. It was just to protect the citizen.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is what brought his attention to the FBI.
Yeah.
So
they're like, we can't have that. We can't have the citizens organizing against us.
And is it really against them?
Well,
potentially.
Well,
it's
I would say no, but it is kind of us against them. You know,
I get that, but I believe it's just like "Don't Tread on Me." It's potential threat. It's hey, you leave me alone, I leave you alone.
Tyranny is when the people are afraid of the government. Liberty is when the government's afraid of the people. And I can guarantee they're not afraid of us.
Oh, not at all. But here's the thing.
But we are afraid of them. Otherwise, they would not have something called the Liberty Bell.
Yep.
Look, we need witnesses for when the government is coming up with something that they're going to push on us.
So he got this whole thing going. So that's...
We can't have that. And another thing is, as well as he was speaking about massive civil disobedience.
Like a Martin Luther King.
And I believe, like in the last video, I called it civil disability.
Yes. Where you break legs.
Yeah. Yeah, but massive civil disobedience.
You make people drink fluoride water.
Right.
Fluoridated water. And no, if you don't think this can... The reason the Second Amendment's so important is if you watch on the news right now and look at Venezuela, which Bernie Sanders supports full-heartedly. At least he did until this started happening. But if you look at Venezuela, what's going on there? They're hitting, the government's shooting at the people, running them over with trucks, and they're
running
fighting
them over with mine-resistant, like
MRAPs.
Yeah.
And they're fighting with rocks.
Yeah.
That's why the Second
Or like
Amendment...
you see in Gaza.
Yep.
There's tanks, and there's people throwing rocks at the tanks.
Yep. And why do we need guns?
That's why they ban automatic weapons here, because
You can't be on an equal playing field.
You can't have the same weapons we have.
No, because that's what happens when you have full tyranny, is that they come after you.
Yeah.
First, they take your guns away. This has happened in history.
Over and over and over and over.
Mao, Chairman Mao, he did it.
Germany.
Adolf Hitler. And here's the thing that blows my mind, Joe, about that whole thing is the progressives, the Democrats that call Donald Trump literally Hitler are the ones that want to take our guns.
Yes. Yep. He's Hitler.
Yeah.
I think we still have time to turn our guns in.
You go back, Stalin.
Mussolini.
Pol Pot Cambodia. Countless.
Cuba?
Yeah. I mean, millions of people dead by the hands of their own government. But it can't happen here, Joe.
Yeah.
It can't happen here. They would not give black men syphilis for how long?
Oh, yeah, 40 years.
They wouldn't. We wouldn't do anything to
It's
anyone.
easier to get you to get in the boxcar when you don't have a gun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
People just don't realize
the
that.
boxcar.
People don't realize that, though. It's
It won't happen. It won't happen.
It happened.
Yeah.
We had a shooting.
The Civil War was fought with 100% banned guns.
Yeah.
They were banned.
Yep.
And I think the shot that heard around the world was when they tried to come take them.
Yep. And that is.
It's like, I won't give you my gun, but here's a bullet.
Yeah.
We'll give you our ammo back.
First. We'll give you the ammo first, and then we'll give you the gun.
Yeah.
So, this is why it's so important. I know we're getting off topic, but really it's today's news. We don't want to be like Venezuela. Sorry, Bernie. The majority don't want that. Well,
even if they do, it doesn't matter because we're a republic, not a democracy.
And I'm so tired of even watching Fox saying democracy.
I know.
We are a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy. This ain't a democracy. What was it Benjamin Franklin said? Democracy is two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner?
Yep.
Well, guess what? We're having sheep tonight.
And a Republican is a well-armed sheep contesting the vote.
Yep. And here, when a party is saying to get rid of electoral college, basically that's what they're forcing on you. Two wolves voting and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. Because if that was the case, the majority live in a few states.
Which it amazes me because, they say, oh, we're for minorities. But we don't want the minority to be able to
protect themselves?
Yeah, to vote somebody in that...
Well, if you look at the minority, and this would be my question within inner cities.
The smallest minority is the individual.
Yeah.
I'm a minority, you're a minority.
Yep. Well,
and I should be able to...
Can you say demonetized? Wow. No. But this is my question to the inner city. It's always Democrat running this inner cities. I mean, that's what's always... How much better has your life become? I mean, I can offer you a free phone. I can offer you some free... I know it's not free. We're paying for it.
Okay, but the Republicans are just bad.
I understand.
Yeah, but no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You got to understand, it's my viewpoint.
There are.
Go ahead.
Well, there's some things problems I have with both parties, but
because you're a libertarian,
I would go Republican before I would go Democrat, though.
I realize I don't.
And it's because of this. I think these things are more important that the Republicans.
Is it better that I say, okay, I'm independent, but I tend to lean towards the Republican side?
You know what I was thinking before you said about what's wrong with Donald Trump when I said like bump stocks? You know what I thought about?
Huh.
You know, if if there's a law, like here at the courthouse, I'm not allowed to take a cell phone in there. There's people literally streaming around me. Hey, Betty. Hey, Bob. And they're walking back and forth talking on their phones. It's like, I'm furious. If this was 1776, you'd be wearing a red coat, buddy.
Yeah.
I argue with them every time I go in there. Oh, are they special? It's like, and I'm confident. I've been there times. I'm the only person in there that didn't have a cell phone. Everybody, all the workers, attorneys, judges, cops, everybody's got a cell phone but me, and I'm standing there getting searched. And the thing about it is, I can't go file a lawsuit.
No.
I have to walk through and get arrested first. Then I can file a lawsuit. And I'm thinking, what if, because he's changing all these judges out and stuff, what if it's an intent to, okay, now somebody's going to file a lawsuit and we can show that's unconstitutional?
Well, you go ahead and find that out.
Yeah. I'm just thinking,
I think the same thing about a seatbelt law. I mean, I think seatbelts are good.
Yeah.
But who in the hell's the government to tell me to wear a seatbelt?
Yeah.
I mean, I was in a car accident. You knew when I was hit by a semi years
it
ago.
Spun you around.
If I had been wearing my seatbelt, I would have died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, the front of the car, right where the driver's side was all caved in. It was in the floorboard. So, if I'd have been wearing a seatbelt, who knows? I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But I don't think the government is in a place to tell me, state or federal, to wear a seatbelt. But I think every state in the union has a seatbelt law now because it's a revenue.
Well, we have to protect the insurance companies. They're going to pay out or whatever.
Yeah, they need our help.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Off the subject a little bit, but not really. So what happened to Shaeffer Cox? He said he had a well-armed, regulated militia that was following him. They took it as a threat, I guess. So they took that as a threat, and they started investigating him, I guess. Correct?
Yeah, and he didn't know they were investigating him. They literally hired a couple criminals.
I know they hired...
infiltrate his well-regulated militia.
Yeah, one's name was Gerald J.R. Olson, which actually they paid him money.
Yes.
The FBI, I believe FBI, paid him money and got him out of a lot of trouble.
Dropped a lot of charges.
Oh, yeah. Just for him to infiltrate this group.
And then, after, a long way down the road, after they finally ended up giving Shaeffer Cox in prison over...
well, we're going to go
into that, but he wrote a book and was bragging about how I took down somebody that was against the government.
Yeah.
And so Shaeffer Cox was, I think they filed a lawsuit against him, and he disappeared. The FBI put him in a witness protection program so he could disappear.
Yeah. And we get to pay for that.
So yeah, you help us bring down this guy that's standing up against us.
Constitutionally.
And we'll pay you a bunch of money. We'll drop all your charges. You write the book. You disappear off the planet and live happily ever after.
All right. We talked the other day, especially during our 9/11 video, is the government can't be that evil. People believe. Because people, me and you agree, people are good.
The government protects us, Mike.
Yes, I know that. But we agree. Most people...
Sarcasm. Okay, has anybody had any doubt about that?
Most people are good, I believe, are good-hearted people. I mean, there are bad people, but I think for the most part, people, not Americans.
Yes, people.
Everyone is good for the most part. And I don't believe they think the government could be bad because they're not that evil. Yeah, people aren't that evil, so they don't believe, my government can be that evil.
And besides, the government controls the narrative.
Oh, especially here in the U.S.
If we did something wrong, we investigate it and we put out the story that we didn't do anything wrong.
That's because we don't have multi-millions of dollars to print our
They have
side.
as much money as they want.
Yep.
So they can, it's much easier to manipulate the story.
And if they don't, they call up Uncle Soros and they get it.
Yeah.
So,
Or the Fed.
yeah.
That's a
Quantitative easing
yeah.
unlimited.
Yes, that's
Just keep
fiat,
printing it.
fiat, monopoly, money.
And I think we're going to do, I think that's what our next one will be on is the Federal Reserve and why reserve notes are pretty much worthless if one person says, these are worthless.
Once people realize it.
Yeah.
Well, the other point is that, well, we're getting way off again, but
Money is supposed to be issued by Congress. It's supposed that's who's supposed to control our economy.
even back then, states issued money. Banks, just local banks,
but
that would hold
federal-
reserve,
but
reserves
federal-
of gold.
Federally, Congress, federally, didn't Congress control money, not and outside the printing of? Man, I swore that they.
There's a, I think it was Adams that said, but pretty much, yeah. The Constitution does not author a federal bank. It does not authorize a federal bank.
All right, and the Federal Reserve.
And it's in the Constitution that no state shall issue any currency that's not backed by silver or gold.
Gold.
It's in the Constitution. I read it myself.
And Federal Reserve is. We'll get into that on another tape. That's as federal as Federal
We'll get into that now and later, and then on another one.
Yeah. So anyway,
Me, it always goes back to the Fed. That's a sore spot.
this is how evil our government is. Tell them what they did to Shaeffer Cox with this guy.
Well,
Especially about his. I believe he had a son named Seth.
oh yeah.
So what did they have planned there?
They were planning on taking Seth from him, and the people that were implanted in his militia, they had them talking him into, hey, they're going to come get your son, and you need to stand up for him. You need to get your guns. You need to go after them. If they come, you need to protect him at all costs. And they were trying to instigate him into having a shootout. And in the notes with the FBI, or I think it was where they said that. I think they were talking to the police or something like that. And the police said that they came in there and they were bragging that they were going to instigate him into a shootout, and we're going to shoot them all three. I
have a quote here.
It was
FBI supervisor.
It was in the Guard or some National Guard. They were talking to the troops in there or something.
And supervisor of the FBI said, if we believe that taking Seth away from Shaeffer and his wife would be enough to provocate a confrontation and shoot and kill all three.
Yeah.
That's the mother, the baby, and Shaeffer Cox.
And that will take care of our Shaeffer Cox problem, is what they said, yeah.
And that is what multiple sources that heard this is spoken. This ain't just made up stories. This is true. This is, I know you don't believe it, but like Joe told his story about on our video where you talked about going to court and being you wouldn't have believed that story.
If somebody told me, because I'm very skeptical, it's like I wouldn't believe that if I wasn't sitting there. I was stunned. It's like, they can do what they want. It's like, wow.
Wow. But here's the problem with Americans. I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off base. It don't matter until it happens to me.
Yeah, and as well as they think that they make you think that you're kind of the only one that feels that way. Everybody else doesn't feel that way. It's
especially when you listen to
98% of the people are for Hillary. Apparently they're not.
No.
But they put those numbers out there, and they make you feel like you're alone.
Do I believe
That way, you're not going to stand up.
Do I believe California popular vote was Hillary? Of course I do. Yes, I do. Do I think the popular vote in New York was Hillary? Yeah, I do. I believe it. Florida? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But I believe, didn't he win Florida?
Yeah.
Trump? There's only a few states that, if they got rid of the Electoral College, if they win California, New York, what is it, Wisconsin?
Oh, no. Yeah. Texas, Florida, California, New York, those 4.
And you've won. It don't matter what any other state votes. That's why the Electoral College is there. Don't let them brainwash you and tell you that it's unfair. Because if you let the popular vote go, then the minority isn't protected by your vote. Don't matter. If you're in the flyover states, your vote, Indiana, don't matter. Illinois, I imagine, would matter with Chicago. But
not if you got those 4. That's it. That's the majority right there. Bang. That's
and explain that, because people will go, why? Why is that it? The population is so dense.
Yeah.
There's so much population there that there's more people there than the rest of the country. Anyone who would agree that the Electoral College should go away is obviously upset that Hillary didn't win. But here's the thing: what if the tide shift? Because they always do.
Well, that's kind of interesting, because that was back when Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, won the president. He won the election 4 times.
4 times.
And then the Republicans were like, well, we've got to stop that. And they made it to where it was 2. And then, who was that?
And what he's talking about here is term limits.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of 1950. Who was the president?
Eisenhower?
Yeah. So there was a Republican, and he could only run twice. It was like,
Oh, son of a bitch! All we do.
yeah. So that would happen. But like, no, we can't. So then the Democrat wins the majority of the votes and they lose. It's like, yeah.
I mean, all these things they're trying to do against the Constitution and trying to change is going to blow up in their face, because the Constitution isn't perfect, but it is the most perfect document that there is.
Yeah.
So it's written to where everything's fair. Everyone's on an equal
Well, the thing is, it's written. That was
I got it.
Yeah, it was written to where the federal government had almost no powers at all, and the states had the powers.
And everybody was on an equal playing field. And like we talked, if you didn't like Indiana's laws, then you moved to Illinois, or you moved to wherever you want to. What is that called? There's a name for that.
Voting with your feet. One
Yeah, I mean, you just leave. Like, there's a massive exodus out
laboratories
of
of democracy is another term they use, but
there's a massive exodus out of New York City right now.
There's a massive one out of Illinois. Illinois, more people have
Cook County.
Illinois is like the top one out for migration. People leaving, like the top one, like the last 4 or 5 years in a row.
And where are they going? Places like Texas,
Florida, places with low income tax.
Yeah. Well, can you blame them? I mean, they make it so hard to live that the only ones doing good is politicians.
In Illinois, the property tax is incredible.
Oh, yeah, you can't. I don't think people that don't live close to there don't realize how bad it is, unless you live in California. Then you probably got a clue.
And there are large businesses that are moving out of Illinois into Indiana and Wisconsin. There was a There's a trucking company that's moved out of Chicago or South Chicago and moved to Gary. And there's a forklift manufacturer that's moved out of Chicago and it's moved to Hammond or something like that. Or
All right.
it's like,
If you're not from around here, these are all towns
oh
in
yeah,
Indiana.
yeah.
We
I
have,
forgot.
we have viewers in different
That's-
countries, so
That's esoteric.
yes. But
Esoteric.
esoteric. Them are gloves.
Esoteric. That's
Them are isotoner.
yeah.
You know, my comebacks aren't as witty as yours. It kind of pisses me off. Or as
Mine
sexual.
aren't. Yeah, mine aren't as voluntary either. They just right out. You know, it's like, so I can't take that one back. It's too late.
Could you guys please edit that?
Yeah.
My son leaves all my idiot stuff in the video. So.
It's like, oh, we gotta laugh at Dad.
But really, Shaeffer Cox. So they plan to take his kid, or come to act like they're going to take his kid.
Right.
Agitate him enough where he's ready to use weapons.
And he said, if they come for me, I'm going to do a Mahatma Gandhi, not a Rambo.
Yep. And this guy that they hired, that we talked about, took him, put him in a headlock, and put a knife to his throat and said, dude, or his friend's throat.
Yeah.
His friend's throat, and said, dude, they're gonna kill your son, they're gonna come take your son. Dude, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Holding a knife to his friend's neck. And he basically, what ended up being said by Shaeffer Cox was, I suppose that if a FBI agent were to come to harm me or my family, I would defend myself.
Yeah.
That's what screwed him.
And the thing of it was, the entire time they had these informants in there, or the people infiltrated or whatever, they're recording and they're documenting everything. They're trying to set him up. And then this went to
State.
court in the state. And the state are like, you can't.
There was three judges that sat in on this. And one of them said that you want us to change the law. There is no FBI agent. It's hypothetical.
Yeah.
So if I said that I wanted to murder Mickey Mouse, this is what a judge said.
Yes.
If I wanted to murder Mickey Mouse, you could get me on
Conspiracy to murder.
Yeah, conspiracy to kill who? Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
is not real. The FBI agent that they said, by him saying, yes, I suppose I would defend myself and my family, he is not real. He's hypothetical. There's no one there that he threatened. He did not say, oh, I'm going to go kill Agent so-and-so, or the guy that drives up in my... It was a hypothetical FBI agent.
And what they did, too, was somehow they were able to hide all the evidence, control all the evidence,
suppress everything.
and let out only little bits
and pieces.
Specifically...
Because when they went to federal court, they got a judge that screwed the congressman from Alaska before they even started going after Cox.
Yeah.
And explain that. I mean, you...
Yeah, and they...
I forgot what his representative... I don't know what his name was. Representative from Alaska that was indicted by the FBI.
Yeah. And then he died in a plane crash.
You should see this plane. It's got a big old hole in it.
Yeah. It fell on a pole and it was... Yeah.
I mean, guys.
We don't know how it crashed. And that's another thing is, if the FAA, they do the investigation and they tell you what happened.
Yep. So, this goes deep, and it goes all these branches. People don't understand. The government has grown. The federal government has grown so much. They have to have branches coming off this massive tree to control everything because they're in every part of your life. Think about this. The government is controlling how much water is used when you flush the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think...
When you take a shower.
Yeah. But I don't think the fondling fathers were worried about...
The fondling fathers? That's another video. The fondling fathers.
I don't think they were worried on how many gallons I used...
We got Lake Michigan right there.
Yeah.
And it's raining all the time, it's...
No, we're using too much water.
Yes. And it's getting less and less water on the planet.
Yeah. Because of global warming. Or, I'm sorry, not global warming anymore.
Weather change.
You're a climate change denier.
Yes.
No, I believe the climate changes all the time.
It does. Oh, yeah.
And that explains what's going on. I don't think it has anything to do with cow farts or Ted Stevens.
Ted Stevens. There you go.
Yes. Let's see how he
took us a while, but we drug it up.
We got it, guys. We got it. Yeah, and I mean
he was railroaded.
Oh,
and
man.
then it was right before the election, causing him to barely lose. But then they overturned that. It was like, no, he wasn't guilty. I don't know whatever happened with that. And even the Democrats that looked over this case, they said that what they did was
illegal.
That was illegal.
And I heard one say, I believe it was in Congress, that the only reason we're here is because this happened to him.
Yeah.
If this happened to a regular citizen, nobody would say anything.
Yes.
And that's true, because how many of you have
not
heard
if it happened to us, but every time that it has happened to us, we don't even know about these cases.
So when it happened to Shaeffer Cox, that's why no one knows who this guy is.
And that was in 2011? I just found out about it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Joe let me know about it, and right away we said, hey, this is something we're going to have to... Well, in 2008, he spoke at the last representative...
convention, Republican National Convention, Republican State Convention, I think it was.
In 2008. So it had to have been like 2011, 2012. But this man is still imprisoned right now. Now he's in Maryland, I believe.
In a CMU.
In a CMU. Now, understand, when you're in prison, prison's not a great place at all. That's why it's called prison.
This is,
But you're allowed, you have liberties in prison.
This is an internal prison. It's a prison in a prison.
Inside a prison. You have certain liberties when
this is a prisoner's prison.
Yeah. You have certain liberties when you're a prisoner in a prison. You have so many phone calls you can get a week, so many visitations, so many, you have, commissary, a whole bunch, not a whole bunch, but you have liberties when you're in prison. Well, not in a CMU. I mean, I believe you're allowed 15 minutes of phone calls a week compared to 45. Yeah, in early 2013, Shaeffer was sentenced to 26 years in prison for nothing.
For saying he would defend himself against
if somebody
an imaginary man in a hypothetical situation.
Here's my question. What kind of man? What kind of human being?
I'm sure there's people that are sitting there saying, well, I'm sure he did something.
Oh, and there's always rumors of that.
Yeah.
But here's...
I can't blame him. Like I said, if I wouldn't have sat there in that court case and heard what I heard, and the whole thing didn't even make any sense because they got so much evidence thrown out and stuff, and they're not allowed to say certain things, and...
Stop. You got a video.
This is Justin. Justin did this. It's not me.
Play it.
Oh,
Do I add? Alright. Okay, now the screen's broke. You can't be full screen when you switch it over. You have to switch it back.
He was sentenced for nothing.
So he was sentenced for nothing. For an imaginary, like what you said.
right. An imaginary FBI agent, an imaginary person in a hypothetical situation
And they got him on conspiracy
to kill a federal agent that didn't exist.
and got 26 years.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if anybody brought this to Trump's attention. That could he get him out.
You know, Ross Ulbricht, the Libertarian Party has made a stance that he should give Ross Ulbricht full pardon. They came out and I don't know if they know about Shaeffer Cox. I'm
tweet
sure
at him.
some people do.
We
I
need
could tweet at him.
Yeah.
we need
Good
to
idea.
we need to get this out there, guys. We need you to share this video and make it known. And this guy's in prison for, I mean, what kind of human being, not just man, what kind of human being would, if I put you in a hypothetical situation that you wouldn't protect your family, there is not one person watching this that wouldn't protect their family against any threat,
Which
I have every right under the Constitution to do.
I had the idea that, you know, a lot of this stuff is suppressed and nobody knows about it. How is it not out there? You know, and the government takes us, you know, as school children and take us to the Statue of Liberty and speak about all of our freedoms and look at the Statue of Liberty and bring us your tire and you're hungry and you're cold and we'll take care of everybody and this is all freedom here and everything is bull. It's bull. You know, we're not free.
You can't.
You know,
you can't.
And I
speak.
thought, you know, it's kind of, I don't know how easy it is to suppress digital information, but
They're trying all the time with the
it's a
internet.
struggle. So imagine this. If we had a statue of tyranny, as big as a Statue of Liberty, and we bring the school kids by there and we tell all these stories,
Oh yeah, that would be.
that's I would love to have a movement to where we could do that. And I bought the domain, thestatueoftyranny.com.
Oh wow.
And what I want to do is put a lot of these stories on there so people can go and they can find all these stories of tyranny. And if people have their own stories of tyranny that we haven't heard about,
Share them.
let us know. Put it
Yeah.
on there. Or, you know, and I'm not sure how to do this either, but it's like if there was like a, you know, like the Wikipedia site where people could put stuff on there and edit, or if they just sent it to us and we put it up. But I don't know how it would work. It'd be.
And guys, it's not. It's like Joe was explaining.
But
to you
eventually,
guys.
I would like to have a Statue of Tyranny right in the middle of the country or something like that, or a huge one.
And you're going to prison for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I'm going to get the CMU spanking.
it's not. Yeah. Let's hope not.
Re-education.
Because
Yeah.
that's a legitimate thing. I mean,
You know, the Bundys that were in the CMU too.
I'm sure.
And there was one of those videos.
Well,
where,
one of them was killed in the last thing they had.
Yeah,
there,
in
Montana.
Oregon.
Yeah, maybe it was Oregon because they're out of Nevada, I believe.
Yeah. No, yeah. Right.
But defending.
We're almost the entire state is federal land.
Yeah. Bought by the Rockefellers.
It's under the Bureau of Land Management, which
It was bought by the Rockefeller family and given to that's what our national parks are.
our state, our government. When I say state, I mean government. Gives land to the Bureau of Land Management all the time. Barack Obama gave like millions of acres, millions of square miles or something to them.
And they'll take people's homes away from them, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, they were taking grazing rights away from the Bundys, which was open great. There's
They've been grazing on it for 100 years or something like that. Well, not them, but their cows were.
Yeah.
Them bunnies out there grazing again.
Bring in the ATF.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and we can go on about, you know, the tyranny things. I think is a great idea because I believe, you know, and a tinfoil hat wearing, I don't care what you call me, Waco.
Yeah.
They could have nabbed David Koresh at any time.
They're gonna wait and pick them up at the 7-Eleven when
Yeah,
you get gas.
when you
or
left.
something. Hey.
Do I think he was a kook and his followers were kooks?
You know,
It don't matter what I think.
You know what? He had too many guns and he was a threat.
Yes.
You know, and the story that we're told from that. So the ATF goes in and burns the place down. They investigate and they say, "Well, this is what happened, and this is why we did it." Well,
You hear about
You know,
Ruby Ridge all the time, people.
he's not there to speak for himself now, is he?
You hear about Ruby Ridge all the time. Them people, I forgot what his name. Was it Severs? Man, names.
Ruby. Don't
Ruby
take
Ridge.
your guns down.
Those people were all acquitted. The son died, got shot by the ATF. The mother died. She was holding her infant child and was shot through the door. Cold-hearted murder. And then he finally gave up because a Green Beret that he had respected, he was in the service. And people are going to go, "Oh, he was a white nationalist. How dare you talk?" Listen, he was acquitted of what they came after him for.
So were the Bundys.
Guys, this stuff does happen. You may, I don't believe it. Well,
Look it up.
look it up, and you have no choice but to believe it because it's true. We're not making this up. We're not.
Again, we should leave links at the bottom.
Yes, we should, but we're not that high tech yet.
Which, one of the last videos, that one video I just messaged you, could link on the last one. I think we're talking about 9/11.
We're like teenage girls. We text each other all day. Hey, look at what I found.
But that would be good to link, because we're talking about the Benghazi thing.
Yeah.
But there was a better video than that, and I can't find it. It had out some other information. I'm gonna
If
keep
you couldn't
looking.
find it, how do you know it was
No,
better?
there was because I saw both of them. I saw these videos.
How did you see it if you couldn't find it?
Well, I saw it before, and then I lost it.
Oh, you lost the video.
Yeah.
Swallowed by the internet.
Ooh.
That was about how many minutes in are we?
Right back in the gutter. Yeah.
That was a hard right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but this man's still in prison today. No one knows him. I didn't hear about him until Joe told me about him. Then I looked into it and I'm like, holy shit, this can happen to me.
And why don't people know it?
Because they don't want you to know it.
Yes.
And who's they?
The Ministry of Truth.
I mean,
Did you ever read 1984?
yes, I am.
Okay, because that's when I make the cracks about the Ministry of
The
Truth.
movie was way better.
I didn't see the movie.
The movie's all right. It's all right.
I was depressed. I expected they were going to take over the government and free everybody. I said,
No.
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 Back to your machine. And
Yeah, and
read our propaganda news.
and come to the
Fake
screen when
news.
you're
Fake
called.
news. Yes.
Yeah, but it's getting to that.
I think we're past it.
This Orwellian state, when you hear people talk about it, that's what they're talking about, is 1984, if you don't know.
George Orwell, written in 1949.
Talking about
It's like,
technology
wow.
that wasn't even thought of,
Yeah.
that we now have, and like you said, we're way past.
Yeah.
Think about this. When I was a kid, computers basically just came out where individuals had their own computers, like the Commodore 16.
When I was a kid, we had rocks.
They did. They had rocks.
Dirt was just invented.
But now, kids are walking around with computers in their pockets. They can look up any
Information. Yep, that's
And to hear a
That's-
kid say, I don't know, just pisses me off because you're just lazy if you don't know, you know.
but you got to be careful because all the stuff that's pushed to
well,
the top.
that's what CNN said.
Yeah.
You have to watch your, and we know Google owns YouTube, but you have to be careful on what search engine you get your information from.
Go.
Yeah, and explain that, Joe. Well,
Yeah.
Because Joe's the one who explained it to me, and he showed me, and I was like, holy shit, you're right.
You know what? When you do searches a lot of times, and you say type in Hillary Clinton, and it'll suggest is wonderful, is great. Well, as Secretary of State, I was like, you go to some other sites. Certain things you type in, it'll suggest a bunch of other stuff, but as well. Things are weighted to pop up what they want you to believe. There's different algorithms in DuckDuckGo that there's things that's like I know I saw this somewhere and I can't find it. It's like it was a good article about something that the government did wrong and I can't find it. You go to DuckDuckGo, it's like oh there it is.
Yeah.
It's like.
And that's what we.
But I think some of that stuff is too. It's probably some stuff pushed up. You still gotta the way you word things, and it's almost you have to know enough already to find it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what to put in,
We.
But there are some good websites or some good YouTube channels that I watch that some of these guys do a lot of really good research.
Well, it's like.
And, come up with some really good stuff.
It's like YouTube, which is owned by Google. When you can type in the title of our 9/11.
And the CEO's Susan Wojcicki that worked for DARPA.
Oh, well, that's what you want. Explain what DARPA is.
I don't know. The Defense Agency, did we look that up the last time? Or no, we looked something else up. Defense Agency,
It's an acronym or something.
Defense Agency, no, Defense
Advanced Research Projects Agency.
Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA.
DARPA, which does.
And a very interesting, everybody put on your foil hats.
We're going to have to make some of them damn things.
I saw one, it was a ball cap. It was all foil, and it said, "Make America Great Again." But it was February 4th, 2004. There was a program called LifeLog up until then, run by DARPA.
All right.
And this was, hey, this is a government program. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out a way to log everybody's life. I'll have everything you ever did. I'll have photos of you. I'll have whether you lean Republican, Democrat, all of your political beliefs. That's going to be logged all on you. This is going to be logged. And we'll get you to put the information in for us. This was a program that they were working on. So they closed that program down February 4th, 2004. And the same day, Facebook opened.
Are you serious?
And some of the same people that worked for DARPA, for LifeLog, worked for Facebook apparently.
Wow. And we can look that up.
Yes.
Look that up. Lifebook?
There was LifeLog. There was an anon that found that and put it up on 8chan. And Q dropped it and said, "Hey, good find."
Now, if we haven't talked about it yet, Joe is a big Q follower. Huge. Libertarian Party?
Huge. I'm going to get beat up by the libertarians now.
Deep. Deep. Very deep.
It's going to be huge.
Woo!
That's an air cue. Did you ever see that? Watch Donald Trump when he's at his rallies. He does these air cues.
No.
He does. Watch, and he'll point. People wearing Q shirts, point at them.
Wow. Well, I've seen people going into it, and I've seen people within his rallies with Q shirts on.
Yes.
A lot. And I don't think that's just coincidence. No, I've looked at a lot of stuff you've talked about. Some of it, I believe, could be coincidence, but there's some that you can't.
You can look up Q proofs. And
no, you sent me a video before of Q.
all right. That way I can communicate with you.
That way, so the Grays can't get in there. Well, you sent me a video. You sent me a video of Q, and man, I couldn't get. I guess you have to follow Q to get some of that stuff, because I'm like, wow.
It's kind of
some of that's kind of far fetched. I don't see where they're getting this. This means the missing F means this, and I'm like,
and there's the kill boxes, and
I'm like, what the hell is this?
It's because when Trump will tweet something and he misspells something or uses a word in there wrong or something, everybody's like, oh, what an idiot! All the Q people are like, oh, it's a clue, and then they get out their Q clocks and their decoder rings, and
a lot of it. I can.
And the thing with this too is, like, he'll have a missing letter, and then Q will post something with that letter in the kill box.
We're bringing up something here. I'm sure we're way off topic.
The screen did it again. Bring it back.
All right, we're having technical difficulties. All right, here we go.
Q. He just did a Q. And they all know what he's doing. And they're going nuts, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I've never seen
There was a guy, now...
No, here's my thing. They're playing it over and over again. Is this the only time he's ever done it?
Oh, no. There's a...
Do you understand what I'm saying? You get me doing something. Oh, look, he made a magical J.
Yeah. There's a guy called VIP Anon. And he was at one of the rallies, and I don't know, Trump pointed him out or something like that. Oh, hell, this Q stuff on, and he pointed him out. And in fact, Q will post pictures when he has those rallies. He'll post a bunch of pictures of people in Q shirts and stuff. We saw you, Anon, and stuff like that. But the guy... Now,
all these people are anonymous. Anon, anonymous.
It's come to. They almost call all the Q followers Anons now.
Okay.
But anonymous. There's a video of General Flynn saying, "We have an army of digital hackers." That's, just like pulling out the information and dumping it to Julian Assange and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that are going in and finding things and stuff. It's a digital army helping the cause out.
So,
but there's other people that just follow, and they're like big fans of Q or whatever and stuff. But Q, he'll post, and at the end of it, there's always a Q.
I used to listen to...
Sometimes there's a Q plus. That's President Trump. When they let President Trump, Q, whoever Q is, he is with Trump oftentimes, or maybe always, I don't know. He'll post pictures off of Air Force One.
Really?
There's been like a picture. He took a picture, and it was like a lampshade. And it was like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And then somebody posted a picture that Donald Trump had of him sitting there, and it's a small section of the lampshade behind him or something like that. It's like the reflection
It
off
was a
his
reflection
phone.
off of a coffee cup.
Yeah. It's like, oh
wow.
But the Anons pick these things out and they find this stuff. It's like, oh, I got that one, and then.
No.
But the reason I say, and every now and then it'll end in a Q plus, and that one's Trump posting. Well, this guy, when they call VIP Anon, it's at all the rallies and stuff. Trump said, "Hey, he took a picture of the guy, and he says, we'll send you that photo." And on the back, it was signed Q plus.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or was it plus and 3 parentheses from some other post or something? But
Well, if President Trump ever sees our video, which he will never see, please get off of Twitter.
Maybe the deep state will capture him and tie him down on a chair and force him to watch. Look what you caused! Look at that! That's your fault.
But I think if you look up all the independent news sources now, conservative, I think
and that's what Q has said. Q has said, you are the news now.
So good is coming out of this. It's not all negative. Good is coming. It's just, it's not what, it's like you told me, why do people believe this stuff? Because they're busy. They have lives. They take what's on top.
They've got
and that's
beer to
it.
drink and football to watch. So they can't go like this. No, but you're right. No, when you work so much, you got to have some downtime. It's like, I could go look up some of this stuff, but it's like, I just feel like vegging out for a few minutes before I go to bed and get up tomorrow and do it all over again.
And then Mike calls and says, "Hey, when you coming over?"
Yes. Okay.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Q. I heard about Q a long time ago, but I was watching Lionel Nation. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Lionel something. He's been on RT, Russian television, commentator.
DARPA closed exactly a month before Facebook opened.
Okay.
So
Well,
it was January 2004. And then
Joe lied to everyone.
no. You know what? I'll send.
February 2004 was when Facebook opened.
Wait, February 4th, 2000. I thought it was. I was sure it was 4. I'll have to look that up.
Well, I just did.
Well,
Whoa.
you're on Wikipedia.
There's no other sites that have anything about it.
What are we looking at here? February 2012.
Yeah, this was the day that Facebook.
That's when it became a public, where people could buy into the stock. When Zuckerberg ripped off everybody, and then fled, because this shit ain't worth nothing.
Go to cubemap.pub. Here we go. Down the wormhole.
Yeah, here we go.
Or
No,
it's morning. I don't know.
you were talking about Facebook. We took a little break there, guys, because my wife barged in like a rude woman, and
Women are supposed to be seen.
we had to stop.
Mike had chores to do.
Yes. Yeah. But we were talking about DARPA and Facebook, and we see that Facebook did open up.
Well, yeah. That didn't show the same day, but I saw some other where, and I'm not sure. I'm sure they don't. I don't know if they just pull the plug with the same day or how that works. I don't know.
Well, either way, it's kind of fishy why we're going to do this. And
Yeah, we have this program where we're going to log everybody's life, and we're going to get them to put all their information in for us.
And then boom, and here's Facebook, and you give them all your information.
And it was just the article in Time Magazine that Facebook hired former DARPA research worker.
Wow.
So I'm going to move from LifeLog to Facebook.
I'm going to go off the grid, except for Facebook. I was amazed by this.
But you know,
maybe it's because I'm older.
One more thing. Have you ever seen that there's a place, if you go into the settings in Facebook, and I've done it because somebody leave the steps to go through there. You go through in your settings and it'll tell you from the posts and stuff, the sites you go to, the posts you leave and things like that, what your political stance is. And I've looked mine up and it says extreme conservative. Not really, I'm libertarian, but mine says that I'm an extreme conservative. And they keep track of that. They know which way you lean, which way you go.
I wonder what they call me. Besides stupid.
They made a new category for it.
So, with this Shaeffer Cox, to get back on track where we were an hour later, this can happen to anybody. I mean, if they want to do it to you, they can.
And I wonder how many people this happened to that we don't even know about.
And that's the thing. You know, people rise. I know we don't like to call it power.
He went to prison 6 years ago, and I'm just hearing about this. I don't know anybody that's known about this. How many people are in prison I haven't heard about yet?
And that's the thing, because you start from like where you and I are, just regular guys. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to become a leader, I know you don't like the word leader, but it's practical in this sense, like Shaeffer Cox.
Dictator.
Yeah, I don't think Shaeffer Cox is a dictator, but he led this movement.
Oh, yes. No, I would say that would be a leader, yeah.
All right, so if you become a leader in something that's, you've done nothing illegal, you followed the Constitution, and you start coming up, you start getting a following, and the government sees it and shuts you down, no one but this little group knows about you. I mean,
that was our sound effects person.
Yeah. This could have happened thousands of times and we would have never known about it.
And might have.
I have no reason to doubt it.
I'm sure many times something like this has happened, you know. And you know, do you think before the internet, that's where I found out about this at, there's no way I would have found out.
Yeah.
You know? I would not have known this had I not been digging through some stuff on the internet.
Yeah, how did you find that?
I go down some dark places.
But I mean,
you got to dig because it's not there on the top.
Here's the thing, though, Joe, is I think why people don't even think about this, because you say political prisoner, you don't think United States. For some reason, you don't. I mean, I get
a re-education camp. You don't think of United States.
No, you think of. And people, this wasn't started under Donald Trump. Okay? Yeah. So don't start that.
Too late.
Yeah. I mean, this. I mean, come on. I mean, it's.
Well, 2013 is when he went to prison. They were after him since like 2011. It wasn't Donald Trump.
No. And the thing is how many before?
Think about all the people that Donald Trump pardoned for crap like that.
Well, the senator, what year was that? 2003?
Yeah.
And then he mysteriously is dead in a nutty plane hole.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But here's the reason.
Mysterious plane crash.
Guys, if you have stuff like this that you want to get out there that, you know, most people haven't heard of, man, write it down in the comments. Let us know, and we'll look into it. And
I'm gonna get the Statue of Tyranny website up, and I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff up like that, and I'm gonna look for this sort of thing.
And let's defend these people.
If we have all this in one place, you know, maybe we could start someday. Maybe not in my lifetime, even, but I would love there to be a Statue of Tyranny that everybody can come see all this stuff.
That wasn't given to us by France.
Yes, and it's right,
over
right, yeah, right. And,
am sat in a trash heap for how long?
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think just us talking about it here, I mean, it's not going to reach, I mean, I hope it reaches a ton of people, but
Most people are going to hear about it.
yeah, if both of you would please share this.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't like our stuff or like our opinions, share it. Help this guy out. He's done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He's sitting in prison away from his family for nothing, for something that they could do to you. I mean, a law-abiding citizen who did nothing illegal.
Just
is in
spread the
prison.
Shaeffer Cox story far and wide.
Yeah, do it. I mean, it's. I believe it was.
And hopefully, we leave a link under the.
What
video.
was that? Something archipelago. What's that book? About the Russian gulags,
Oh,
where they said, "How I wished I would have met them at the door with, knives and pitchforks,
too late now.
But it's too late now. Hitler, first he came for the Jews, then he came for the Jehovah's Witnesses, then he came for the homosexuals. And when he came after me, there was nobody left to say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it can get to that, guys. No one, if you research Nazi Germany, or not Nazi Germany, but Germany before, even after World War I, they didn't think nothing like that was going to happen there. The Jews didn't think anything was going to happen like that. They were living life like we live life, with astronomical inflation, but they were living life like we do, just normal. And it's slowly, like Joe said, you take a little
They'll
corner.
knock that corner off.
Yep.
Now, if the government can interpret its limitations, it's limitless.
Yep. Oh yeah, because they'll figure it out.
Yeah. When I'm allowed to interpret the or when they're allowed to interpret the limitations, they're limitless.
Yep. So, evil does not come out and tell you it's evil.
Yeah.
Evil is your friend. Evil will protect you.
Yes.
And it's true. I mean, if you need protecting, then you don't deserve liberty. If that's how you feel. Because liberty can be dangerous. We said that in almost every video we've done. It can be dangerous.
I prefer dangerous liberty over peaceful slavery.
Yep. And that's a fact, guys. And it can happen to any one of us at any time. And you know what? No one's going to know about it. If no one knew about Shaeffer Cox, who spoke at the Republican convention in Alaska.
And he spoke down in Missouri
Yeah,
at the Constitutional Convention.
If no one knows about him, guess what? If it were to happen to me and Joe, no one would know about it. If it happened to you, no one would know about it.
If it did happen to me and Mike, nobody'd speak about it. They celebrate, Guy Fawkes Day. It'd be Mike and Joe Day. They'd be burning us an effigy.
But my point is that if you don't share this stuff, you're not safe. If you
How do we know too? Like when you share it, it doesn't get suppressed.
Yeah, I mean,
because I know right before the 2018 elections, they took down like 900 libertarian websites, Liberty, Freedom, stuff like that. They took down like not websites,
domains.
Facebook pages.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Facebook. They knocked out 900 of them. It was a
Just a glitch.
There was It was one I used to follow. It was called Liberty Memes. It had some great memes. Some hilarious stuff. Some really good memers. Some creative people. And they took them down. Then they put up Liberty something else. They took that down. Then they put up Liberty 2.0, then Liberty 3.0, Liberty 4.0, and they're just down to a few thousand people now. But they were when they first took them down, there were over 600,000 followers.
Wow.
600,000 followers.
And they just...
So go to Liberty Memes.
Yeah. We'll plug anybody.
And they have the Liberty Memes Patreon.
Yes.
So yeah, the Liberty Memes Patreon members, $3.50 a month.
Oh, really?
$3.50 a month. But the guy, and he takes the money and he helps people out with it.
Spends it on hookers and cocaine.
Yeah. Now, last one, he used to help some guy. some guy, he was sleeping on the couch and his friends poured lighter fluid on him, lit him on fire. Well, what kind of friends is that?
Good times.
There's people.
You've never done that?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, and I don't know how that one ended up on there, but he helps people. It was some lady that her husband was a veteran, just committed suicide, and she's got kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And
that's one thing I'd like to talk about too.
He takes the money that people donate just to, and it pretty much just keeps it together because they keep. Oh, there you go. Liberty Memes 3.0. No, they got some good memes. British cops, latest. They're funny. Oh yeah, they're giving the dad men and uncle men. They're the administrators.
Right.
One of them went to Scotland right now, but.
This is, of course, a picture of former President Ronald Reagan naturally firing a machine gun while riding on the back of a dinosaur. You'll notice a couple of important features here. First of all, the rocket launcher strapped to President Reagan's back, and then the stirring, unmistakable patriotism of the
this is a 7-minute video.
Holding up a tattered American flag, a symbol of all it means to be an American. Now, critics might quibble with this depiction of the climactic battle of the Cold War, because while awesome, in real life there was no climactic battle. There was no battle with or without velociraptors. The Cold War, as we all know, was won without firing a shot. But that quibble actually serves our purposes here today, Mr. President, because this image has as much to do with overcoming communism in the 20th century as the Green New Deal has to do with overcoming climate change in the 21st. It's been called radical. They've been called extreme. But mostly, they're ridiculous. There isn't a single serious idea here. Not one.
All right.
To illustrate.
Yeah, so if you got the finances, whatever, I mean, $3-something a month.
$3.50 a month, yeah. But you can follow Liberty Memes 3.0. They had a 4.0 and it got taken down. He got 3.0 back up somehow or something. But I guess, but yeah, he put it up and they take it down. Put it up, take it down. He went from 600,000 followers. They're down to like 18,000. Over 600,000 followers.
Wow.
And they just kept knocking them down because there was some really good stuff on there, and it was bashing the socialists and.
So hey, let's help out Shaeffer Cox if possible, and
Yes.
get the word out and support this guy. What is
Liberty
it?
Memes. Yeah,
Liberty Memes on Facebook.
Yeah.
On Facebook and.
Liberty Memes 3.0 actually.
All right. And Joe's going to be working on Tyranny
Statueoftyranny.com.
So look for that. We'll announce it
I'll have to get
before
that
it
up
comes.
quick then, yeah. So.
We'll announce it before it comes out. Don't go there now because there ain't nothing there.
Right. They'll say this is under construction or something.
Yeah. So we're going to have T-shirts available here at another website here shortly. So hopefully you guys will help us out with
Patronize our.
Yes. And, it won't have pictures of me and Joe on it, I guarantee. Maybe.
They're Liberty stuff. Liberty quotes from the founding fathers and things like that, and some good stuff.
So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you watching. Joe's going to do our outro this time. I want him to see how easy it is.
Hit subscribe, like, and share. That.
What a jerk.